So here are my few takeaways from Giants OTAs day 5. Like always, before we do get into it, leave a like, comment down below what is your takeaways that we didn't mention or your opinions on the things we talk about in today's video. And most importantly, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the channel. This is where you want to be for everything Giants. But the first thing we're getting to is the guy that has been the talk of the town, that has been the talk of the NFL over the past couple of days after being released by the Arizona Cardinals on Friday. Deandre Hopkins, Brian Daboll was asked about the Giants possibly going after Deandre Hopkins, and he would come out and say, anytime there's someone that's available, Joe and his staff are going to look into it. So he didn't go the route like Jets head coach Robert Saleh did, basically go out and saying that he is in love with the wide receivers that the Jets already have on their roster. They're not going to be really looking into DeAndre Hopkins. He basically shut that down. But on the other hand, Brian Daboll came out and said that he's a free agent. The Giants are going to definitely go and look into him. They're always looking in ways to try to, upgrade the roster and add to the wide receiving room. So I love that. It's not saying that we're going to absolutely go out and get him. At the end of the day, it takes two to tango. If DeAndre Hopkins wants to go to the Browns, but the Giants are interested, he's going to go to the Browns. So it's like, we don't know what team he's going to be on yet. But the Giants, they're going to be, and I expected this, they're going to be in the race for DeAndre Hopkins. Now, we'll see real soon where he ends up going. We're going to be covering it. We're going to have a full video on it tomorrow. Or if he signs today, we're going to have a full video on it today. Whenever, Hopkins breaks news, we're going to have a video on it. But tomorrow is when we're really going to talk about it. But overall, about Brian Daboll, and when he was asked about DeAndre Hopkins, yes, the Giants are going to look into possibly signing him. He is a free agent, so the Giants can look at that avenue. But next, let's talk about Jalin Hyatt a little bit. Let's talk about the third-round draft pick for the New York Giants out of Tennessee. Dan Duggan would come out and say this: Jalin Hyatt has not gotten many reps with the ones in the 2 open OTAs, but notice him sticking after practice to work with who other than Daniel Jones. Hard-working guy. Even Brian Daboll was talking about today how hard of a worker he is. That's, again, the media doesn't talk about it. They'll love to show light to Jalen Hurts when he's doing stuff and he's working out like NFL pros supposed to do. But with Daniel Jones, you don't really hear much about it. But let's continue. They were drilling a deep out route repeatedly, even walking through the footwork at the top of the route together in between reps. And again, man, that continuity is really going to help, Jalin Hyatt get comfortable as a rookie. I just think stuff like that right there, man, it's just, I just love that. I like to see that, early already, Jalin Hyatt, though he's not running with the ones, that Daniel Jones is working with him at the practice. Because we know that is what Daniel Jones does. Daniel Jones will stay at the Giants facility as long as he can. They'll kick him out if they have to. So, that's just something that I really took away from it. I like to see that. And, I'm excited to see what Jalin Hyatt can do for the New York Giants this season. I'm very, very, very excited. But let's go into what the Giants did, what the offense looked like, and how they performed during the 7-on-7s. Art Stapleton would tweet out that Daniel Jones had a couple really nice throws in a late red zone period in 7-on-7. The sweetest of which was one he zipped through traffic to Paris Campbell on the move at the goal line for the score. Also hit Isaiah Hodgins, who uncovered along back line of end zone. So along the back line of the end zone, he was wide open. He threw a dart over to Isaiah Hodgins. This is what we've been hearing all out of OTAs. Now, it's 7-on-7. The offensive line isn't out there. You can't really get that physical with wide receivers. You can't press guys at the line and all that good stuff. We know that. But just to hear this, coming right out the gate, Daniel Jones looking good in OTAs early out in all season, I like to hear it. I love to hear it. And I'm liking that, we're starting to see the reports and see the tweets that Paris Campbell has looked good. We saw last, a couple of days ago, and I think it was OTA day 4 or 3, that Darren Waller looked good. Jalin Hyatt is getting reps in with Daniel Jones even after practice. Darius Slayton looking good. I just think that's huge. And I just love to hear it. It's not like they're coming out saying that Daniel Jones is missing throws like Baker Mayfield is over there in Tampa Bay. If you've seen it, you've seen it. But no, Daniel Jones is looking great. He's looking good. He's firing the ball out to these wide receivers, man. He's firing the ball out to these weapons. And the offense is looking really, really good. So I like what I hear on the offensive end. I really, really am. And hopefully, when it really does get real, we're talking about training camp, we can go out there and see the offense hold up way better than they did last year. So the main big takeaway coming out of OTAs totally right now for me is Daniel Jones looking great. So I love to hear it. That's my guy. I want to keep hearing stuff like this. I really, really do. But the next thing we're going to get into is the defense. Now, Dan Schneider tweeted out that the Giants appear to be fast-tracking their secondary too, because the wide receivers, it's a track team. Darius Slayton, Paris Campbell, Jalin Hyatt. it's a track team, you know what I'm saying? But he says this: love to see Deonte Banks running as the boundary cornerback opposite of Adoree Jackson, with Cordell Flott taking over as the starting slot corner. This is the ideal combo right here. If they can get Banks up to speed, Flott is greater than any other slot on the team. I agree. I definitely agree. And right now, this is my projected cornerback room going into the season for the New York Giants, with Adoree Jackson filling in that CB1 role, Deonte Banks, first round draft pick for the New York Giants, filling it as the boundary corner next to him. And in the slot, we're throwing out Cordell Flott. I like it. I really, really do. And I do agree with him saying that he is better than any other slot on the roster right now. I like him over Darnay Holmes, who, though he can stay on the field, just didn't play well. He just didn't play well. Doesn't really fit the scheme much. I know a lot of people are talking about him possibly being a guy that gets cut. We'll see how that ends up play out. Maybe the Giants keep him because of depth. He's familiar with the defense, with the scheme. He's been on the team for a good minute. And Aaron Robinson has come off an injury. So right now, I like Cordell Flott sliding in as that slot cornerback. He has the size. I think he got bigger over the offseason. So you saw what Slott did in that last game of the regular season versus Philly, man. He showed out. So also made a big play in the wild card game versus the Vikings. He made a great play, pass breakup on KJ Osborne. So I like Cordell Flott as a starting slot cornerback right now. Now, training camp is where we're going to see who is the starting guys. How do these guys look like when they're going up against the wide receivers? 11 on 11. You can get contact, you can get physical. But heading into training camp, all that stuff right now, OTAs, I like to hear that we got Cordell Flott, Deonte Banks, and Adoree Jackson as our leading trio of cornerbacks on defense. I like that. I talked about it in my defense position grade video. I really do like that right there. So that's really my main takeaways. We got us a little bit of intel, nothing too crazy, about the Giants possibly adding DeAndre Hopkins. We got some great reports on the offense. Daniel Jones continually to fire on all cylinders out of no OTAs for the New York Giants. And we got to look at Jalen Hyatt. He was working, at the practice with Daniel Jones. He loved to hear that. Getting the rookie caught up to speed. And looking at the defense-wise, again, at 707, Kayvon isn't out there, right? They're not out there rushing after the quarterback. Dexter Lawrence and Leonard Williams were attended today. They was in attendance for Giants OTAs, so that's great to see them around the facility, stuff like that. But another takeaway from the defensive side of things, we're looking at Cordell Flott in the slot and Adoree Jackson, Deonte Banks as our starting outside cornerbacks as of right now during Giants OTA. So, again, like I said earlier in the video, if there's any other takeaways you got from the Giants OTAs, leave it down below in the comment section. Let's talk about it. But until the next time, tomorrow we're going to talk about DeAndre Hopkins, or if any news breaks before then on DeAndre Hopkins, we're going to be covering it here on the channel. So you want to subscribe and stick around for that. But until next time, it's Video Boy J Dimes. I appreciate you guys for watching, and we are out. And as always, go Giants! Yeah.